Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing? All right, I got some letters to read to you guys that I got in the mail. And when I tell you, these letters that I get, especially from this one subscriber, I so totally love her. She is just amazing. And I love the way her mind thinks. I really do. So, before we get into it, grab your coffee, maybe a snack or two, and let's get into it, okay? So she says, I will agree to not agree with all y'all good souls concerning the ration card if it does come to that. It may be on paper, though more likely an app phone card instead. And I could be wrong, of course, and I hope I am. Okay. She says, remember, paper can be copied, so fully comply or die. How do you best control people? Easy breezy, through fear, chaos, panic, and with hunger. She's so right. How do you control the people? You control the food. That's what she's getting at. And she said, funny, but when Christ fed the 12,000 or so in biblical times, as women, children, handicapped were not counted, it wasn't only 5,000, but Jesus didn't say, if you listen to me first and only obey me, then only then you will eat. Instead, rather, he fed those who hungered, and even more than they needed. But he fed them first before teaching them. He already knew that many would not heed his words, but he still fed them. But it won't be that way with the government's goons. You will first comply fully 100%. Then you can have your pre-portioned serving. And that's the scary part, pre-portioned. You know, they're going to tell you what you can and cannot eat. Then they're going to tell you how much you can eat. It's almost going to be like MREs, like when Andrew was, in boot camp and he was doing field training and stuff like that, when he was out in the field, he would, tell me, he'd be like, Mom, these MREs, he's like, there's a lot of calories in them. He said that some of them would have, 3,000, 4,000 calories in them. He said, but man, are they gross? He said even in the mess hall, as they call it, or cafeteria, he said, I'll never forget, he said they gave us something that looked like a meatball, and he goes, but it was no meatball, Mom. And you got to remember, I'm Italian. He's used to Mom's meatballs. No. So she said, maybe look at China's system. And with each compliance measure, there will always, and she circled always, be more and more rules to abide by continually 24/7. She put, I believe that in order to have food and fuel ration card, if it even comes to that, you will have to have proof of your, because that is your biometric or digital ID, your new order number. I will explain later. And I may be all wrong on this. I hope so. I'll trade them. They're for a full box of Black Widows, which are easy to get where I live. Oh, Lord. Here we go. But throughout history, starvation has always, she circles this word, always, been used to bend people to wicked will, and to do genocide, mass. She circled mass, and to circled cheaply as possible. Anyways, that is what I see with food cards, ration cards, and, by the way, 30, and then she put, I think 30, and USA states already passed the digital biometric ID laws, and I may explain this in depth later on. Right now, little Miss Kiss Kiss at my door, she's so cute, a real little stinker. Yes, I love skunks. She's a goof, a wild but pet cuddly skunk. I love her. But my hubby said if I can't let her in again, well, my credit card will vanish. Laugh out loud. Toodles. She's an ass. She said, all good people, be aware. When semi-diesel, semi-fuel hits $6 to $8.50 a gallon, and DEF, while not filled up daily like fuel is nearly as much as fuel. But when this happens before or by May, June 2022, there will be at least 80 to 90% less big, circled less. I'll show you how she did it. You see how she did less big right here? Okay. Rigs on the roads delivering. Remember, many trucks have 100 to 200 gallon tanks that they fill once to twice a day. Twice at 100 gallon with slip seat drivers. It's a lot. Too much to pass on to stores and consumers. With the shortages we already have, and all, circled all, levels in our supply chain, USA, globally, there comes inflation, and then hyperdrive inflation. Then comes job losses on a wide scale, and then comes chaos, more panic, more fear, and more fear, and then violence, and then the not so great reset. 666. Please prep now while you still can. Yeah, she's so right. She's so right. I love when I get letters from her because she thinks just like me, just like Trish. She really does. And you know, she's I love her mind. Then I got this. Here's a tip. Empty those used coffee pods, because you know how I use the K-cups for compost bin. I do. I save up. I have containers filled. And then take the pods, which already have drainage holes in them, and fill them with potting soil, and then have instant seed starting pods. Brilliance. Brilliance. Thank you. All right. Then here's this letter. Okay. Oof, your handwriting's like mine. Okay. She said, I don't know if this will help. I hope it does. I have been watching your older videos. My family acts like they don't know about this, and I'm talking about outside family. Okay. How do I do this when they hear what you and me are saying? To tell you why I am right is about a dream vision. I am not nuts. Please read it and do what you think is right. Sweetheart, I'm going to tell you right now. You're not nuts. I'm not nuts. None of us are crazy. Okay? We are of the prepared mind for a reason. We're of the prepared mind for different reasons. Okay? Either we have experienced something, we saw something, we heard something, we felt something. Okay? There's different reasons. We're not all here as, you know, and we're not all of the prepared mind for the same reason. And I want you all to go back, okay? Sit and think. When did you start preparing, and why did you start preparing? Okay? Go back to those roots and really sit and think. Okay? Was it because of 2020? Or did you start way before that? Okay? A lot of people started because of Y2K, if you remember that. Okay. So she says, to tell you why I am right. Okay, so I'm sorry. Here is ways you can get me. Oh, okay, she gave me her phone number. I'm not going to read that out loud. Okay. Okay. So this is Mom's dream and vision of survival. Okay. Mom saw that we owned a very large highland property where we had built or had someone build an extensive bomb shelter 12 feet underground. Okay. This bomb shelter was made up or built, as they say, with layers of steel and lead. It was steel, then a layer of lead, then steel, then lead, and so on. Several layers deep, as in different layers to the shelter. The shelter is built to secure maximum security to provide survival, with each level providing living conditions. One level for several families to live comfortably. One layer for bathrooms. One level for gardens. And then fruit groves to provide food, as well as 10 years of preserved and dried food for everyone, while giving the gardens and fruit groves time to start producing decent crops to feed everyone. Another level for generators, more levels as needed. There is another shelter built for storing gas reservoirs, as well as a steel and lead pipe system for sewage. There are also top ground water reservoirs, which hold 500 gallons of water each, as well as a purifying system to make the water safe. That's where it stops. Huh. That's an interesting dream. That's an interesting dream. I like that. Okay. I've seen structures like that, and if that was a dream, wow. Wouldn't it be something if you could actually build that yourself? No kidding. So, okay. So here's something for you. Okay. This subscriber, she said she wanted to point out something that to all of you guys. Okay. She said she got her order of biscuit mix from Augustin Farms, and it was packaged with those bubble things, and both cans were dented. Also, new on the label, it states that some ingredients are bioengineered, and this is not on her previous cans that she bought before. And she said she attached an email from Walmart promoting a survey. It states, the day I went shopping beats me how they knew since I paid in cash. Oh, Lord. Okay, so here's one coming at you. Things are getting real here in Illinois, a subscriber said. She said, I've been buying a lot of food this week. I bought Velveeta cheese packets at Dollar Tree last night. There was a lot of jalapeno flavored out, but the plain was still in boxes, easier to store. So I grabbed 4 boxes, which had 24 packets in it. The checker had to open one box to scan one, and all the duplicate beeping brought the manager over. So listen to that. You're gonna, when I say this, you're gonna be like, because that's exactly what happened when I read this. It was too late to cancel my order, credit card being processed, but she told the checker that no one giving me the evil eye can realistically use that much, and she, the manager, better never catch her, the cashier, selling that many to one person again. What do you care Miss Manager. What do you care? Okay? It's sales. What do you care? What the heck, man? I mean, seriously. Commercial break. Okay, so listen to this. So, this subscriber wanted to give a warning to the community. So the other day on her little back road, there was an incident. 2 males in a white car with red and blue lights pulled over a female and attempted to kidnap her. Okay. She fought and got away. And when she did, they pulled a firearm on her and fired at her. They did not hit her, and she made it to safety. For those who don't know, when in doubt, if you are being pulled over and you call the local police and verify that the vehicle pulling you over is a police officer. Do not stop till you get verification, especially if the vehicle is unmarked. Tell the dispatcher where you are, your speed, and your direction and destination, description of the vehicle, number of occupants, and their description if possible, license plate number, any information to assist the Leos. Keep the dispatcher on the line so you can keep them informed of your location and stay calm. Look in your rearview mirror and check for a front license plate. Any Leo will have a special plate in the front and the back. If you see a regular civilian plate or no plate, do not stop. Head to a populated area like a gas station, a grocery store, a police station, etc. But do not stop. Thank you. Thank you for this. Okay, this is a warning to all of us, especially us ladies. Okay, this is... My God. But people impersonating police officers, you hear about this stuff, right? But to actually experience something like this, it's like my girl in California, my cupcake, okay? Okay, you guys heard about the mass shooting in Sacramento? Do you know that her son had just missed that by 45 minutes? She got a hold of me last night and she was flipping. She's like, my son was there. He missed it by 45 minutes. He was at a concert. It ended at 1 o'clock. And shortly thereafter is when all that chaos and crazy started happening. What is going on? Okay, so this subscriber, she got a hold of me and she's talking about shelving. You know how we all are in the market for good shelving, right on? And she bought plastic shelving. Now, you know, there's good plastic shelving and then there's shite plastic shelving. She said, beware, there is crap. Well, yeah, honey, we know. We've all experienced it, right? She said, I bought 2 shelves through Amazon thinking they would be as good as the plastic shelving in my office. And I read the reviews and they were pretty good and checked the weight limit and there's 200 pounds per shelves. So I thought they would be a great choice. Wrong. The first one I put up was a battle. I looked it up on YouTube thinking I was doing it wrong, but I wasn't. Worked with it, and then it was still wobbly and just not sturdy at all. But I used the wall mount and it seemed to help a little, but still not great. And hubby told me once I put the stuff on it, it would steady. So I loaded it up and still didn't feel good, but I moved on the other set. They put together fast and they were still a little less wobbly, but they were also taller. Don't understand that at all. after I put the plastic wall mount in, it helped a little. So I thought I was done, even though I was afraid. I went to bed that night, and when I woke up in the morning, went to check on them, and the fear hit fast. The first shelf was leaning so much that I made a mad dash to empty it, and I've been working on it for a week trying to make it work, and the legs have a cuff like piece on them. So when you attach the top leg, the cuff would slip down. So I figured if I run a screw in it, it would help keep it from slipping, but it didn't work. Oh, geez. Don't buy the Maxit shelving, M-A-X-I-T. Okay, so if you're on Amazon, or just stay away from Maxit, M-A-X-I-T. So she sent in pictures of what she tried to do, and it didn't work. Oh, poor thing. Okay, so here's something coming at you, Supermarket chain CEO sends grim message to shoppers. Inflation in America up 7.9% from February of 2021. Ground beef 13.6%. Bacon 18.8%. Eggs 11.4%. Apples 7.8%. Fish and seafood 10.4%. They expect food prices to increase by 15% over the next 60 days. Jeez. Coffee break. Big coffee break. Okay, so this subscriber, she pickled her veggies and she gave us the recipe. So that's awesome sauce. She said this is from Nausea, Nairda 500. Will store for 2 months in the fridge. So she said this is the recipe, and I'll obviously put the the pictures in. This is a great yummy summer salad and can stay in your fridge for up to 2 months. 4 thinly sliced cucumbers, 1 large sliced red onion, 1 large sliced green bell pepper, a tablespoon of salt, 2 cups white vinegar, 1.5 cups sugar, 1 teaspoon celery flake, 1 teaspoon red pepper flake. Mix cucumber, onion, pepper, salt, set aside. Put vinegar, sugar, celery flake, pepper flake in a pot, bring to a boil. Remove from heat, add 2 handfuls of ice until melted. Place all veggies in largemouth canning jars, 2 quarts or 1/2 gallon jar. Pour mixture over cucumber, store in refrigerator, will keep up to 2 months, makes 2 quarts. Here you go. Oh, lordy, lordy. Here's a couple of pictures from the pasta aisle at a Walmart. She said it's been empty for weeks now. Ooh. So this subscriber said she just tilled her garden and almost tripled it this year because she shares with her 2 grown children and her father-in-law, and she wants to prepare for what's coming. Oh boy, don't we all? She planted 14 fruit trees last year, and she plans on planting at least 6 more. Okay, you're catching up to me. I did 23 last year, and I planted 4 more so far this year. Plus, we have wild raspberries and blackberries going, and 3 elderberries going up in the next few weeks. When we bought our farm 2 years ago, I did walk around parts of our farm and started documenting what was growing. We have black walnuts, ooh, walnut trees, red bud for red bud syrup, dandelion, so we can also make syrup, garlic, mustard can be invasive, but a pinch is an option. Autumn olive trees, beautiful, also can be invasive, but makes jams, syrup, and fruit leather. My suggestion for anyone, take inventory of what you have growing. Exactly. I do that as well. And also, when you're taking the inventory of what you have growing, also write down what you will also be using that inventory for. Okay, like I have grapes growing. Okay, so what are you going to be using those grapes for? Okay, well, it's not like I'm going to be sitting here making wine. You know what I mean? But the kids love grapes. We love grapes. Okay, I can also make jams and jellies out of it, right? We have raspberries growing, blackberries growing, blueberries growing. We have papaya. We have, all kinds of stuff growing. So, so that's just my suggestion. Okay. And then she said, also, if you need to either download a few plant ID apps and compare them, or find someone local that's familiar with your state and start writing down everything with location notes, pictures, etc. Then study what you can use them for. She said, other side is larger and it started raining. So, and her greenhouse. It's beautiful land. Okay, so this subscriber said, on the meat prepping, I have always bought Hormel real bacon bits. I buy those too. They have to be refrigerated after opening. One bag is equivalent to 5 pounds uncooked bacon, run around $14. And the bags I have an expiration date of over a year out. I use them in mac and cheese, salads, baked potatoes, baked beans, stuffed peppers with cream cheese. That sounds good. Although cream cheese may get hard to come by. Drained green beans with brown sugar, baked in oven, omelets, quiche, loaded potato soup, pizza, etc. The use is endless for bacon lovers. Okay, and what I did was I found a link so you guys can buy this exact bag of the Hormel real crumbled bacon, and it's in the description box below, along with every other link that you're going to need that refers to this video. Okay. And this subscriber, this is what she uses for great pain. She's just like me. I refuse to take anything for pain. And what I did was I also found lotions and stuff like that, patches, that are made by this company as well. Okay, it's a great idea if the power goes out, if you are in need of relief. I found this at CVS, so the link obviously will be in the description box below. Okay, and it's called Hempvana Rocket. It's like a tens unit. Okay, and I believe it was only like $20. But I found the links for all the other products that this company sells too. So here you go. So this subscriber has a question. She said, has anyone mentioned buying field corn to be ground into cornmeal? I don't recall anyone saying that. It's perfectly safe for human consumption. She said she did the research and learned that this is the same corn that is used for cereal, corn chips, etc. Really? 50 pounds of corn cost me less than $10. The corn I bought needed to be washed, but a good rinse in a couple of hours in the dehydrator took care of that. 1 cup of corn will grind into 1.5 cups of cornmeal. It's something to think about. Cornbread will use a lot less flour than regular bread, and it doesn't take long to grind the corn into meal. Okay. Field corn. All right, I'm going to look for, hang on. Okay, I wasn't able to find it at the same price that she was finding it for, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it if you go to a feed store like Rural King, you know, things like that. So yeah, that's the only thing that I wasn't able to find it at the price that she was finding it at. But what I'll do is the price that I did find it at, I will put that link in the description box below for you guys, okay? All right, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping. And as always, fearless. Ciao.